Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. Thank you for watching. Today we are going to start our journey, the wife and I, into back in the gym, getting healthy, eating good, feeling good. You know, it's getting into the new year. It's going to be 2020 very soon. And, you know, we've had a good year of enjoying ourselves and not exercising. So it's time to get things moving. So today we have a brand new product. And I was lazing in bed the other day and happened to see an ad for the new NutriBullet and thought, I need this in my life. So I went to Hardly Normal and purchased the unit you see here. Now this one is the new NutriBullet Select 1200. Sounds awesome. I used to be the proud owner of a NutriBullet a while ago. It turns out it was a terrific unit, but unreliable. And I've known of a few people who've had similar problems. Mine smoked up and got a really plasticky, rubbery smell. I've known people who had theirs leak because the little clips that are on the bottom of the old model weren't so good. What I noticed about this particular model was the design has changed a little bit to assumedly address those problems. All right, so it comes in a box like you see here, an orange box. It's not really a lot different than the other one in its outward appearance, apart from the mechanism whereby the cups hook into the base unit. But this one here now has a 1200 watt motor. The one that I had prior, I think, was a 900 watt. Forgive me if I'm wrong there. But this one here also has the blending function built into it. It's got a blender cup, or I think they refer to it as something else. What do they refer to that as? The 900ml pitcher. We all call it a blender, but it's okay. It's their product. They can do what they like. All right, so it's got a 1200 watt motor base, an easy twist extractor blade, a 900ml pitcher, 900ml cup, a 590ml travel cup, 700ml travel cup. It's got some tops. It says tamper. Well, I'll tamper with it later. And a user guide. Let's not forget how important that is not going to be. All right, so the one thing I also did note about this particular model was rather than now just popping the unit on and pushing it down and just having it churn away at a random speed, this one here now has 2 precision speeds plus a pulse function, which is pretty cool. And also now it supports hot food. So if you want to make soup in this thing, you can pour the hot liquids in, or hot foods in rather, blend it all up, have it smooth. It's going to be great. You want pumpkin soup, you want broccoli soup, you want pea soup. Oh, it's going to be terrific, I think. So I'm getting pretty excited now to start back having my own smoothies. Now, typically for me, it just consists of frozen berries or something like that, frozen fruit in general, and just water. That's the way I like it. They're just simple, fruity, good for you. So I'm interested to see how this new unit performs. All right, so let's crack it open. All right. Welcome to Team NutriBullet. Well, thank you. I'll play striker. Inside we have an extract and enjoy. Well, I will do this. Thank you for the tip. The extract program's our way of helping to make nutrient extraction, did I say nutrient? Whatever, nutrient extraction even easier. So basically it's just telling me to press the button. Interestingly, that is not the unit that I have. So well done for packaging something in here which shows a product that I don't have. The product I have looks like that. The product you say has buttons across the front. It's different. Cheers, NutriBullet. Immediate fail. User guide. It's got a couple of buttons on it. How hard can it be? No thanks. All right, now inside, this looks reasonably well packaged here. take the top unit out. Okay, so in here, that looks like our, what they call a pitcher. Okay, a 900 ml pitcher. All right, looks nice, although it doesn't want to stand up because of, I've got it upside down. Still doesn't really want to stand up. Well done, product, well done. I tell you, the design so far is flawless, because it's about to be on the floor, less than it's on the bench. Okay, I can still go with that. Inside we now have one more lid. Thank you. Oh, another couple of cups. Okay. All right, so they're both called Max, apparently. Max and Max. Thank you, Max. Hold on. More packaging. All right, now finally, we're going to find the actual unit. So let's remove the egg cartons. And we have our base, which does have considerable weight to it, I might admit. And then we have some kind of butt plug, which is about to roll off, like all the other products. Okay, we do have another cup, and you can see that mixer difference in here. Now I'll give you an up close on that in just a minute. And we have some more packaging. So basically in here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a whole bunch of other junk. Well, I've got to say, look, it's packed really, really well, but that's a heck of a lot of rubbish going into the environment. I'm not a greenie, but can't say I approve. Anyway, so let's get rid of all of the packaging. Oh, there we go. Little suction cups on the bottom, which is great, so it's not going to stick. Now, the one thing you probably will notice here, if you have had a NutriBullet before, is that this design is a little bit different to the previous one. The previous one had kind of a lip in it and would get moisture stuck in there when the thing's bollocksed up. This one seems to be a little more open. Probably, my assumption, is it's going to be a little bit easier to clean. I guess we'll see as time goes on. But for now, quite a hefty unit. Right, we've got 4 buttons on the front. We have low and high. We have our extract button for juicing. And then we have our pulse button, which is pretty good when we want to blend something. So if we want to blend, say we were making a salsa and we wanted to pulse that to not churn it up completely. We don't want it into a runny paste. We want it to still have some chunkiness to it. So pulse function is a pretty good thing to have. Okay, so also once we've stuck that down, seems reasonably sturdy. I must admit, I'm quite happy with that. But how does it perform? Well, you're about to find out, and so am I. Okay, so for this test, we'll use the Caution Sharp Blades jug. Let's open it up. Okay. Actually, it does seem also a little bit easier to twist on than the previous model. I think it's going to be quite a good design change. Again, time will tell. So this is going to plop onto the unit and click into place, a nice solid click there, so it's not going to go anywhere. So what we now need to do is plonk that on top, and we can churn away. All right, so let's remove the unit. Let's fill this up with some good frozen berries. Let's give it a whirl. Okay, so here I have a big packet of frozen berries which are grown in the USA, because obviously here in Australia we don't have the ability to grow fruit. disappointing, but not NutriBullet's fault, I might add. Okay, let's tear that open. We're going to pour a whole bunch into our cup, or probably all over me. That'll do. Okay, so filled up with water, it now looks like, I won't say what that looks like. On goes our lid. So, blade side in. Okay, now that is ready to blend. Now the one thing I will say is that is the length of the cable from my bench. It is quite small. That's a little disappointing, so you're not going to want to go too far from a PowerPoint with this thing. Otherwise, you're going to need an extension lead, which is going to make your kitchen look ugly. First world problems. Oh, I did lie. There's a fifth button. Power. That would be nice. All right, so let's make sure our lid is on nice and tight. We're going to plonk this upside down. Nice satisfying click. I'm just going to turn that round so our camera can pick that up. And let's power it up. Satisfying blue light. And let's blend on low for the first go. Not bad. The buttons do need a good solid press. They're not like touch buttons here, but they seem to be fine. Let's give it a high go and see. It's actually quieter than I thought it would be. You can feel a lot of hot air coming out the extractor fan out the back. Now our next function is the pulse function. Now I typically wouldn't be using that on this particular concoction, but let's give it a go. So we just press it and you can see that it only just generates a little bit of motor movement in there, just temporarily. So again, if you're going to make something like a salsa, or you're going to make something that you do want not to be obviously pureed, you want it to still have some consistency, some thickness, that's a pretty good function to have, and you will find that obviously on a lot of blenders. And finally, we have the extract function, which what it does is it does a combination of blending and pulsing to try and extract, the most amount of juice and the good stuff out of fresh fruit and veggies. So look, whether that works is remain to be seen. I'll trust NutriBullet until I don't. Let's give it a press. There you go. Well, there you go. It did what it said. It pulsed, it extracted, it went high, it went low, it went hi-ho the merrier. What can I say? Well, anyway, my smoothie looks yum. So, just a nice twist there. That does feel a heck of a lot better than the previous model. I really didn't like the way that kind of worked, but and additionally, it just feels a lot more solid, this whole unit. So far, I'm going to say I'm impressed by the design. Whether or not it holds up long term, I guess maybe that's for another review. But let's give this a taste. American berries that you can't get in Australia. Now, why couldn't we grow this in Australia? American berries taste terrific in the new NutriBullet Select 1200. Look, to be completely honest, I would say it's my first crack at using the unit. I've just opened it in front of you guys. It feels solid. It sounds quieter than previous models. It definitely comes with everything you need. You know, you've got 3 cups here. You've got the pitcher, which is going to be awesome, I would imagine. So, I see. So we would just simply lock it together in much the same way. On she would go. Through the top goes all of our ingredients. In goes our plug. Bang, bang, bang. Right in the hole. You know the drill. And blend, blend, blend. Away you go. So we've got really what I think is going to be a terrific product. And if I'm not being completely honest, I do plan on using this in later videos because my original blender broke and I convinced the wife to buy me this. Thank you, dear. I appreciate it. I do think it's a good unit. I have to say that, otherwise she's going to kill me because we just spent $200 on it. But hey, it's terrific, and I really think if you're into the smoothie game, you can't go wrong with something like this. You know, it's a one-stop shop. It's a fairly compact unit. It's pretty easy to clean, I would imagine, because previous models certainly were, and this one here actually looks a little bit easier. So we're just going to pop that unit off. Just going to give that a quick rinse. Okay, that was literally a 2-3 second rinse. I didn't time it. That looks pretty clean. So, what do I say? It's a new NutriBullet 1200 Select. Or the NutriBullet Select 1200. Don't care. But it seems like a great unit. So I'd recommend you go and take a look at it. Put it on your shopping list. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So, what can I say? Too much packaging. Seems like a good product though. I'd recommend it. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate you taking your time to stop by the channel. If there's anything you want me to review or unbox or cook, drop in, say hello. We're all friends. See you next time.